It's a rainy day, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun inside.
Right. Rachel Meinke of Carpenter's Daughter Quilt Shop has an idea for us this morning. And look, it's a very cute idea.
It's a bunny.
It's a fluffy bunny.
It is. I call it affectionately the bunny bottom.
The bunny
Yes.
bottom. Cute.
Yes. Okay. So we're gonna jump right on in here.
Yeah, we're gonna make a pillow, huh?
Yeah. So I'm gonna actually set this aside.
Okay.
So some things that you need to do this is your main fabric.
Okay.
Which is obviously this, and the main fabric you'll need some for the feet too.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you would need your bunny tail.
It's so nice and soft. You can probably get it at your quilt shop.
And that's exactly where this came from.
Perfect.
As did this. And this is like a wool, felted wool.
How cute.
Okay.
And so you can do it like that, or there's other ways to do it. But
Okay.
anyways, so this is going to be like an overview.
All right.
So first thing first is, I forgot my plate from home. First thing.
Oh, to trace?
Yes.
Trace.
Oh,
Okay.
that's smart.
Yes,
okay.
yes, yes. So the first thing you do is you take a piece of fabric that's bigger than whatever circle you want to
Sure.
use. And you're going to fold it in half.
Okay.
Yep. And right sides together.
Okay.
Okay, then you
Gotcha.
put your plate on top and you trace it.
Okay.
Then from there, before you cut it apart, because
Before you cut it
before you
apart.
cut it apart, you would take pins and
Okay.
you would pin it through both of those fabrics,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Okay, then now you cut it apart because it shifts. This fabric shifts.
Oh.
It does,
Makes
but it
sense.
looks
That's
so
a very
nice.
smart little tip there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
pin them. Okay.
Yep, so then you'd pin it and then now you would cut it out.
Okay. So you've done that.
Yeah, so then this
Okay.
is the next piece. So actually, if you want to take these pins out, because I've already sewn around it, but
Okay.
I've left an opening. So go ahead and take out those pins.
Okay.
Take out these pins. Here, you could do these.
Yep, and
Give me the easy job.
The easy
That's fine with me.
and also
You have to do it outside. Turn it outside.
you do
Oh,
you
yeah.
do you have to flip it. Before
Okay.
you flip it, a suggestion. Another little tip is you would mark where you think your feet are going to want to go.
Oh, okay.
That's a good
So
idea.
that
So
way
you
now,
put,
yep, on the
it's hard
inside.
to see, but you put little marks right there. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So then you flip it right side out, and you
Okay.
end up with something like
Like
that.
this.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
At this point,
You got a little hole. You've sewn most of it up for
I
us.
did,
You
I
used a
did.
machine for this.
yeah, I did use a machine, but
Yeah.
you don't have to.
Okay.
It can be okay.
So then you'd set that aside,
Okay.
and you have some other shapes that you need, and so one of them is your tail, right?
Oh.
This is it's like a heart, okay? So like your little foot pad,
Oh,
Okay.
for the feet.
and then your little toe beans.
Oh, you need the toe beans.
You do. And then also your foot. So then now you're gonna do the same thing with all of these pieces. You
Okay.
would use the coordinating fabric. You're gonna put right sides together,
Okay.
pin, trace, and now cut out.
Okay.
Perfect.
So
All
then
right.
you'd end up with two pieces that look something like this.
Nice pieces. All right.
Nice.
And so then now you'd have two matching sets. You need four of this part. Now this, let's see how this goes, Amanda.
Oh, I think you had me do this last time.
That's why I'm glad you gave
Do you want me
the
to just go ahead
safety
and jump on it
pins.
and do it, or do you want to do it?
Well, you showed me what kind of stitch is this that
Okay,
you've
so
done?
this stitch is actually called a blanket stitch.
A blanket stitch.
So it makes a really nice,
beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cute.
So how you go about doing it is you take your needle and you're going to poke it through whatever it is that you're trying to attach.
Okay.
Okay. And you're going to draw that.
You all the way through?
Yep.
Okay.
And I don't know, from last time, I don't know if you remember, it's easier if you keep your finger on wherever you're drawing it through because it won't, it's less apt to tangle. That's how you draw.
Oh.
That's how you draw.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember that tip from last time.
Okay, and now I'm going to take my needle, I'm going to go back up through
And back
the back.
up through.
And I'm going to try to get it.
Like kind of right back through the same spot?
Nope, not through the same spot. You want to be on the outside now of whatever it is that you're attaching.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
And let me get rid of this gray fuzz. That's very much in the
Okay.
way. Okay. You draw it back up, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to put your finger on the back,
Okay.
and you draw
Wow.
that up. Okay.
Beautiful.
How long does it typically take to do something like this, just for like a foot alone?
I'm going to say if you're going to do this by hand, it's going to take some hours.
Yeah.
If you do
Wow.
it by machine, you could have this done in a couple hours.
In a couple
Okay.
hours.
So now you're going to take that needle, you're going to put it right back through that loop
Oh.
that you just made, okay?
Yeah.
See that?
Uh-huh.
And now you're going to pull that until it gets nice and snug. So we're gonna see what happens.
And that's a blanket stitch.
And
Oh my
that's the blanket
goodness.
stitch.
Well,
See, look.
you did a great job.
You want to turn or no? Do we want
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
Yes.
So now
So there we go. And then it'll come out like
That's so cute.
it will
Like this.
come out just like this. Yeah, see? Look, Amanda, you already did
I
it.
did a great job, didn't
job.
I? Ta-da!
Pro.
So you do that twice.
Okay, yes,
Okay,
twice.
wow.
So then you right sides together, you're gonna sew around, you're
Okay.
gonna leave an opening because you have to flip it out.
Okay.
Okay? You stuff it with a little bit
You
of
stuff it.
polyfill.
Okay.
Okay? And now you end up with 2 feet that look like this. You're gonna
Okay.
do the same thing here.
Okay.
Okay?
With the tail.
Yes, yes, yes. And you're gonna leave an opening. And this is the great thing about using fabrics like this with texture. They cover up so many
So when I make all the
indiscretions.
mistakes.
Yes,
Got it.
exactly. So when you use a fabric like this, it's kind of a pain to use at the time, but it's great because it covers up your
It hides
flaws,
it.
right?
Okay.
Okay. And so, so then you leave your opening, and then you flip it out, and you're going to end up with this guy.
With this.
So
Yeah.
poof.
So then
He's so
you're gonna,
cute.
and this one you don't even have to
You don't
stuff,
have to
right?
stuff
This
that
is not
necessarily,
stuffed, no.
yeah.
And so then you're gonna put something like this, sew your opening closed by hand. Okay.
Okay.
So now you have all your pieces. You're ready. So now you take it. You want to leave it right side out, but you want to find that line. Remember how we found
Where the feet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's easier if you find your line, which I right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my finger on it because that's helpful for me. And now I'm gonna flip this right back out, and I'm gonna set
And then you
him
attach.
right here. Exactly. Okay, and that kind of gives me an idea of where I need to be. Now, let's say that you're not a fan of sewing on your feet now, because it's gonna be kind of hard.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as you're only gonna use it for decoration, purposes,
You
don't
could
do
pin
this.
it.
Yeah, don't do this if
Okay.
you're making it for a kid, right? to play
Another
with.
little tip
Just a
there.
little-
Exactly.
safety
So then you're
pin.
just gonna take a pin.
And now we have a bunch.
We did.
Yeah, true.
Actually, I spilled these out there earlier.
Oh no.
I did.
It happens.
You had great help cleaning them up.
good,
Yeah.
good.
So don't walk around barefoot. So then now I could just take my safety pin if
Yeah.
I wanted.
Okay.
If I don't want to sew it,
And pin it on.
and I pin it on.
Done.
Nice and simple.
I like that.
Yes.
I like
And they
that.
can still move around a little bit like the bunny's running.
Exactly. Yes.
There we go.
Listen to this.
See, and then now you would do that again, right?
For
You're
the
gonna
other
find
one.
your other line.
Okay.
You do that again. Okay.
Beautiful.
And then as you're going along and you get all your
You
pieces
fill.
attached, you use your
Fill it.
polyfill
Okay.
and fill it up.
Look at that.
Perfect.
Then you're gonna do the same thing with the tail.
And
You
then
get it,
put it
you
right
get
on.
it
Put it
stuffed.
on.
Once you get
So
it
you could
stuffed,
do different sized ones.
Aw.
you
And
could.
then-
Mommy, daddy,
then you've
babies.
got the baby.
You do, exactly. And that was kind of my thought was like,
Yeah.
how fun would that be to make a little family?
Yeah, a little
Mom, Dad, how
family.
many kids? I know.
That's
I love this.
cute.
This is great. So
Yes.
tell everybody where you're located so they come get their supplies, maybe ask you for some more questions, some
I'll
more
write you
help
that
and
blanket
guidelines.
stitch again.
Yes.
So I am at 242 Main Street, Helena, which is Route 6.
Okay.
And we have our hours are Saturday 9 to 2 and Monday and Tuesday 9 to 2. We also have a couple of things coming up.
Yeah, I wanted to mention this too for people who want to help sew gowns.
Yes.
For babies,
Yes,
right?
bereavement gowns.
For who have passed away.
Yes, and so I was on maybe a year ago.
Yep.
A year and a half ago, talking about the Abbey Rose Foundation.
Yes.
And the Abbey Rose Foundation comes around those who have infant loss or child loss, and just surrounds them with love and tries to support them. And something that they also do is they offer bereavement gowns and bereavement pouches
Yeah.
for those babies that sadly, you know,
Yeah, that
have-
we lost.
Yes, exactly.
So if you want to come be part of this is happening on the 12th. It looks like 11 to 1 and then 2 to 5, right?
Yes, exactly. And I will be hosting that at the Berkshire Public Library, which is in Fremont. And so if you sew, or if you're a good tracer, or if you're a good cutter, like a cutter outer.
You want to cut things out?
Scissors.
You could be there to help with that. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Wonderful. Hey, good to see you today.
Gosh, yes, it was fantastic to be here.
This is
Into
so
the
cute.
Easter
Yeah.
spirit.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
very
cute.
good.